red zone has had a tough time. They just got intercepted in the red zone, snuffed out a drive there. Also, they've settled for a couple of short field goals, 2 21-yarders. And they faked the field goal in the red zone. That turned into a touchdown. Jimmy's got an early interception for Dustin Urbis to set up pretty good field position. Jamestown taking over in Tech territory, but fumble by the Jimmies, and that gave Tech the ball at the Jamestown 21-yard line. So Jamestown taking over at the South Dakota Tech 25 early in the ball game, and they come up empty. And then Tech goes the other way, 5 plays, and it covers 14 yards. And Andy Smith nails a field goal to make it 3-0. But I correct myself, when Jamestown fumbled the football, they had it in their own end. The Jimmies fumbling deep in their own territory to set up Tech. The Jimmies, off the interception by Urbis, took over at their own 25-yard line, and then the fumble happened shortly thereafter. And the fumble was a bad snap, shotgun snap, and unable to scoop it out was the quarterback Beeler. Eventually, the Rockers fell on it, gave themselves a short field. 5 plays, 14 yards, and the Smith 21-yarder made it 3-0. Jimmies come right back down the field off the kickoff. Jimmies start good field position at their 42. 4 plays to go, 58 yards. 20-yard touchdown pass from Mike Beeler to Matt Wilson, point after by Nygaard, made it 7-3, and Wilson was wide open. Just kind of ran a post pattern, and he got behind the D-backs in the back of the end zone. Tech takes over their own 7 after a 60-yard punt by Craig Anderson. This is late in the first quarter. The Rockers go 88 yards, 11 plays, but have to settle for a Smith 21-yarder, his second of the half, to make it 7-6. And then Josh Ewald ran the kickoff all the way for a touchdown, 94 yards. Jimmy's lead 14-6. Jimmy's then get Tech to go 3 and out, and they drive from their own 11 off the punt in for a touchdown. And it's the true freshman Matt Midhaugen, who's playing in his first game here today for the injured Jay Tweed, who gets the touchdown. Again, for Midhaugen, he's 6'1", 195 out of Fergus Falls, Minnesota. On a pitch coming around the right side, he walked it in untouched, 3 yards out. Nate Nygaard with the point after to make it 21-6 on the point after by Nygaard. And Jamestown led 21-6 at that point. Then they went with a short kickoff intentionally. Jamestown kicking the ball off short and away from Jamie Dale. So it's pooched high in the air, and Marshall Davis grabs it. And Davis runs it back 55 yards, so kind of backfired on the Jimmies trying to stay away from Dale. Davis gets downfield to the Jimmy 15. 5 plays to go, 15 yards. It looked like Tech was going to be frustrated and have to settle for another short field goal. A 19-yard attempt is what they lined up for. But the holder, Trevor Roberts, came out of his stance after he took the snap, popped to his feet, rolled around the right side, tucked the ball under, and ran it in untouched. 3-yard touchdown run on the fake field goal, and the point after by Smith made it 21-13 at that point. Jimmies with the lead. And Jamestown off the kickoff from their own 31, 13 plays to go, 69 yards. And it was finished off on a 1-yard touchdown run by Mike Beeler. The point after by Nygaard made it 28-13 Jimmies. And Tech threatened. They moved to the Jimmy 15-yard line late in the half, but the ball was knocked into the air on a pass underneath, broken up by Castett, the former Blue Jay. It popped in the air. Kubler there to grab it. He's tackled at the Jamestown 10-yard line, and Beeler takes a knee to end the half. 28-13 Jamestown on top. Here's a look at the official halftime numbers now. First downs, Tech had 10, Jamestown had 8. Rushing yards, Jamestown ran the ball 16 times for only 12 yards. Tech ran it 18 times for 61 yards. Throwing the ball, Jamestown passed for 209 yards, and Tech connected for 109. Passing the ball for Jamestown, 12 of 16 for Beeler, very good. And for the Tech quarterback, picked off twice. Russell, he was only intercepted twice the entire season coming in. The Jimmies have got him twice. Urbis and Kubler, 11 of 25. So total offensive plays, 43 plays for Tech for 170. Jamestown 32 plays for 221. So obviously I missed something here when I tallied my total yardage. I had Jamestown with 157, but they're given 221 for total yards here at halftime. I wonder if that kickoff return, which should not go under your total yards, was figured in there for the Jimmies. Time of possession, let's see here. Well, it's about a horse apiece. Each team had the ball for about half the first half. And what else can we tell you? Kickoff returns. Well, the Jimmies had a 94-yard return for a touchdown by Ewald, so 3 returns for 138 yards. Tech also a good average there, 3 returns for 72 yards. Punts, 1 punt for Anderson for Jamestown, officially 61 yards on that. And you look at the penalties, there were 10 of them, 6 on Jamestown for 62 yards. Tech, 4 penalties for 23 yards. Jimmy's on top here at halftime, 28-13. Let's look at some of the individual numbers. Dale for Tech, who is averaging, he's leading the conference in rushing, averaging per game 127. And he has 70 at halftime, but keep in mind that 60 of those came on 1 play. Outside of that, he's done very little. He has 11 carries for 70 yards. So you take away the big 60-yard run, that means the previous 10 carries, the other 10 carries have gone for a total of 10 yards. So he got away from the Jimmies on a draw play. It was 3rd and long, and they ran a draw across up the Jimmies. He went right down the middle of the field on that quick draw and got into Jimmy territory for a 60-yard gain. So his numbers look pretty good here at halftime, but all of that basically coming on 1 chunk. Barth, 2 carries for 3 yards for the Jimmies. Mitt Haugen seeing some action today for the injured Tweed. And again, Mitt Haugen taking advantage, the true freshman out of Fergus Falls, 6'1", 195. And he had 2 carries for 9 yards, including a 6-yard touchdown run. Johansson, 6 carries for 7 yards. Receiving, Wilson, 5 catches for 107. First Jimmy receiver to go to over 100 yards this year, and he's been wide open. He's got a touchdown catch. Johansson, 4 catches for 32. Bowl, 2 catches for 38. Ewald, 1 catch for 32. Ostheimer has 5 catches for 57 yards to lead the Rockers here at halftime. Halftime numbers, the Jimmies on top, 28-13. And South Dakota Tech leading the conference in scoring as they are averaging 38 points a game here at halftime. They have 13. And they're allowing 19 per game, and the Jimmies nailed them for 28 here in the first half. So Jamestown is on top, 28-13. We're on our halftime report, Jimmy Homecoming football. And we'll take a break. We're going to come back, and we're going to check in with our producer, our in-studio engineer, Nathan Schweitzer, as to other games. Black Hill State at Valley City, Dakota State at Minot, Mayville at Dickinson, the Bison playing their homecoming game with Illinois State, South Dakota at UND. That's a 4 p.m. start. And the Twins and Kansas City playing in about 45 minutes. Gigantic game there. The Twins won last night. Tigers lost. Twins are 1 back with 2 games to go. So we'll check in with our in-studio engineer, Nathan Schweitzer, coming up in just a bit. At halftime, the Jimmies up 28-13 in their homecoming game. More from Greenville Field, the campus of Jamestown College, right after this 2-minute break.
For over 30 years, ABC Seamless has built their reputation on the highest quality products installed by qualified professionals. And with up to 70% off your heating costs escaping out your windows and walls, new siding and windows could literally keep money from going right out the window. Beauty, high resale value, and maintenance-free living, all great reasons to give ABC Seamless a call today for a free consultation and estimate. Call 800-732-6577 or visit abcseamless.com.
Grizzlies Grill and Saloon is Jamestown's sports hub. Check it out. New flat screens everywhere with surround sound and the best viewing packages out there, including all the college and NFL football games. And NASCAR Hot Pass as well. With no smoking and a fabulously delicious menu of wings, steaks, burgers, and appetizers, it's the best place in town for sports and good times. College students get a 20% discount with their college ID. It's all at Grizzlies Grill and Saloon, South Jamestown. Duratech Industries would like to take this time to wish the best of luck to the Jamestown College Jimmies this season. Equipment by Duratech Industries and Haybuster consistently exceeds market expectations of high quality and value. From agricultural applications like the CMF 700 cutter mixer feeder and 2650 bale buster to the 9564 horizontal grinder, you can be assured that you have the highest quality and most cost-effective equipment available. See your local dealer for the full lineup of Haybuster and Duratech products.
Walls Pharmacy. It's more than just a place to pick up your prescriptions. It's a local hub of history and information. First, it's where you'll find Larry and Jerry and Laurel, 3 of the most dedicated and professional pharmacists in the area. They know your local doctor. They can also answer your questions on all types of medications. Walls Pharmacy is also where you'll find the most complete library of Louis L'Amour books for sale, as well as greeting cards for all occasions. Walls Pharmacy, 213 First Avenue, downtown Jamestown. Call 252-3181. Walls.
Jimmy's looking good in their homecoming game, up 28-13 as we return to Greeno Field. I'm Mark McKenzie. Bill Nold, my broadcast partner, again being honored. He's down on the field being recognized as he was put in the Jamestown College Sports Hall of Fame. Congratulations to you, Bill. That breakfast took place earlier this morning, and he got the Raleigh Greeno Award. Of course, this stadium, this press box, named after the former legendary Jimmy coach, and he was there. Raleigh was there and took in the festivities this morning. Brad Hughes also went in. Congratulations to Brad, former Jimmy men's basketball head coach. Great to see him again. He's coaching Division I basketball now at Montana State. Had a great time at the breakfast this morning. All right, let's check in with our producer for today's broadcast, Nathan Schweitzer, and studio engineer. See what's going on with other games. Nathan, what's cooking? Got some scores for us?
Well, so far I got for you Black Hill State's on top of Valley City 7-0. That's like 10 seconds to the half.
Okay.
And then Minot's I had a Dakota State 21-0, and that was middle of the first quarter.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Anything on the Bison yet?
Not yet.
Okay, see if you can get something on that, because I've already had people approach me saying, hey, how are the Bison doing? How are the Bison doing?
I'll check right now.
All right. They have their homecoming game going on with Illinois State in Fargo today at Fargo Dome. Jimmy's lead at halftime by the score of 28-13. Jimmy's have scored through the air, on the ground, kickoff return, various ways. Jimmy's have put the ball in the end zone. Likewise for Tech, they faked the field goal. And then they've been held to a couple of field goals. So really, you look at the defense. I don't have the tackles yet in front of me. Guys, when are they going to get the defensive numbers printed for us? So Jimmy defense has been terrific. Four times that Tech has been in the red zone here in the first half. And right before halftime, an interception by Kubler to snuff that out. A couple of field goals, and then the only touchdown they got in the red zone was on the fake field goal. So 4 times in the red zone. Jimmy defense has been tough in that red zone here today.
Well, they have been, and that's what you got to do. And I tell you what, you and I were faked out of it, so I guess we can't really blame the defense on that fake field goal. That was just a great call at a great time, and they got 6 out of that one. But other than that, anytime somebody gets in there, you hold them to 3. That's kind of a victory. And the strength of this Hard Rocker team, Mark, really is the offense. They have a nice-looking offense. Good running back, quarterback is confident, good receivers. I think Beilstein's a real good tight end, a real good receiving tight end. So they cause you a lot of problems defensively, and I think the Jimmies have stood the test fairly well here in the first half, and I think the second half, a lot of it's going to be how Mike comes out. Mike Beeler comes out with that ankle, if he's able to go, because I think there's going to be a lot more scoring in this second half.
Well, Jamie Dale leads the conference in rushing at 127 per game, and you look at his halftime numbers and say, wow, 70 at halftime on the 11 carries. He had a big first half. Really, one play. 60 of those 70 came on one play.
No, they bottled him up, and that was a draw play. And again, you got to credit the coaching staff over there, the Hard Rockers. That was a great call. They fooled some people, and then they got him into open field, and that caused some problems in terms of tackling and that type of thing, because he has some moves. But the Jimmies have done a nice job of containing this Hard Rocker offense, and that's going to be a key again in the second half, along with establishing and sustaining the offense.
I'm going to give you one guess who leads the Jimmies in tackles at halftime here. Who do you think?
Well, if it isn't Urbis, I don't know who, because he's been everywhere, not only with tackles but also great position in the secondary out of that safety position. He's had an all-conference first half. There's no other way to say it.
Leads the conference in tackles, and he leads the Jimmies here at halftime with a total of 6 tackles. Justin Sampson has 5, Drew Bear with 4, Gareth Ives with 3, Mike Sandness with 3, Kyle Blumenshine has 2, Reed Hoganson has 2, Robert Nelson with 2, James Vollmer with 2, Kyle Barris has 1, Parker Barrett with 1, Tyler Keenan with a tackle, Tyler Whipstead with a tackle, Kurt Holinka with a tackle, Stephen Jones a tackle, and Joe Sackman had a tackle as well. And speaking of sacks, Jimmy's had 2 in the first half, and Robert Nelson got 1, and also Parker Barrett got 1. And then you look at the interceptions, Urbis with a pick, and also Kubler had an interception in the first half on a big hit, a big stick by Castett on Dale that popped the ball in the air as the ball and Castett arrived at about the same time and blasted the intended target, Jamie Dale, and the ball shot in the air, and Kubler grabbed it right before halftime to keep this at a 28-13 lead for the Jimmies. Here come the Jimmies back on the field. Jamestown for yardage in the first half, 170 yards of offense, or 221. And I said my numbers were a little bit off. Of course, I'm going to refigure my numbers on that commercial break, and I did. And of course, I added wrong. Had the Jimmies with 226 yards. Officially, they have 221. I had really underestimated. I had Jamestown at halftime with about 170 yards of offense until I refigured my math. And Tech I had for 170 yards at halftime, and they have 170. So we're dead on there with the official stat keepers here. So some of Tom Hager's baseball players, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. You know, you're getting old there, partner. You used to beat that computer all the time, and now you're making addition.
I am.
What the world? What the heck is going on?
Got that score for you.
Okay, what do you got?
17-7, Illinois State.
Really? And that's halftime?
Halftime.
Halftime. Wow, I thought the Bison would win that one, and they still may. Mabel Dickinson, by the way, is just getting underway. And South Dakota had UND starting at 4. Tom Lunsman leads Tech in tackles at halftime with 7. Tyrell Anderson has 4 as the Jimmies lead here at halftime, 28-13. Second half coming up in 1 minute right here on your Jimmy Football Connection. 1400 KQDJ, Jamestown.
Got a fancy pants TV?
So you went out and spent big bucks on your TV, and now you need to get HD service to see what it's made of. Well, now that Dakota Central Telecommunications has high-definition TV and digital video recording, why don't you see what we're made of? Stop by one of our offices, visit us on the web at dactel.com, or give us a call at 952-1000 or 652-3184 to get turned on to HD and DVR today.
Let's hook up.
The Frontier Fort Grill is best known for their steaks. Nice, thick, juicy, certified Angus beef, fresh cut, never frozen. Get a 16-ounce sirloin steak for $10.95 with 8-ounce sirloin dinner for $8.95, and their prime rib is legendary. Served every Friday and Saturday. Monday nights are extra special with prime rib with French dip for only $6.95, and their beef liver and onions on special for $7.95. Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And don't forget the gift shop. High-quality costume jewelry, Black Hills Gold, silver, turquoise, rhinestone jewelry. Frontier Fort on the road to the Buffalo, Jamestown.
Okay, we're back at Greeno Field, the campus of Jamestown College. Overcast today. We had a few showers. At times the sun is peeking through. Currently it's a cloudy sky. Temperatures around 50. Definitely a chill in the air. And this will feel like paradise a couple of months from now, huh?
Don't say that. Have you been counting those 90 days until the snowstorm after the fog we've had?
Good grief. September was so foggy. Bill and I are worried. The old wives' tale, that 90 days from fog means moisture. Well, in this neck of the woods, you get moisture in December. That means snow, and we could have a whole lot of it. So
we'll be hunkered down if the fog is a true predictor. I think the last half of December, we won't be going anywhere.
Well, we got nailed bad last December with all that snow, so hopefully we don't have a repeat of that. No snow in the near forecast, as far as I know, so good news there. Chili feed after the game, too. We should plug that, all part of the homecoming festivities. That'll be at the Elks. So go get some chili to warm you up on a chilly day.
Pretty good day for chili. You can't beat that.
Vikings-Packers coming up on Monday night here on KQDJ. Vikings trying to go 4-0. The Packers at 2-1. Boy, Green Bay loses that game. They're already 2 games back, so it's gigantic for them. Favre against his old team. He's wearing pink cleats. Have you heard about this?
No, I have not.
Brett Favre is wearing pink cleats because he wants to bring more awareness to breast cancer. So it's not a great cause. I believe his wife was
diagnosed, wasn't she, about a year ago or so? Must be doing okay, hopefully.
Nice gesture on his part. And, of course, he's hoping that you don't see those pink cleats. The Packers are hoping to see him all night because that means he's on his back.
And the pink cleats are up in the air, right?
Right. So that'll be Monday night, about a 7:30 kickoff right here, 1400 KQDJ. The Vikes have a chance to start 4-0.
I can't imagine how nuts it's going to be at that game with all the Favre hype. And, you know, Packers-Vikings, it really doesn't matter. They can both be 0-13 and it'd still be a war.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago when Green Bay only won 3 games the entire season, and 2 were over the Vikes, so they were happy with that 3-13
That was a great season.
They beat the Vikings twice.
The old deal when they hire a coach and they say, I don't care what happens, but there's a certain team you got to beat.
Minnesota's looking good, offensive and defensive. One of the best right now in the NFL, and that was expected when they signed Favre. We thought, hey, you know, their quarterback situation, question marks, but bring him in. He doesn't even have to do anything fancy. Just have an average season, Brett, and we should be okay, and he's doing that.
Well, he sure had a great game last week, and, of course, the last play of the last touchdown. I think he was great, but I think that reception was even greater.
There's some old Favre magic. First time we've seen that in purple, though.
Yeah, but to see him excited like that's kind of fun. Of course, I'm a Viking fan, so the fact that they won, I was pretty excited.
Smith kicks it off, and it comes to Bo on a hop, gets by him. He's going to retreat. Now it's going to roll out of bounds. No, he'll scoop it up at the 10, try to reverse his field, gets a block from Mervis, and it's an illegal block. So this is going to be nasty. Still coming across the field, and now dropped at the 9 is Bull. He let it get past him, and then that really made it awfully tough. He had to retreat, scoop it up at the 10, and as he tried to reverse the field, come all the way across to the near side, and Urbis was flagged then for an illegal block. So Jamestown will start around its own 5-yard line.
Yeah, that's one of those plays. I think you're right. I think they're going to lay the flag at about the 13, so maybe the 6.5, half the distance to the goal. But Urbis had the guy in his sights, and it's just one of those deals when he's coming back across the grain like that, where you just kind of have to pull up at the last minute when that man turns his back on you and goes to the ball. You got to pull off him, and Dustin just couldn't do it, so he popped him in the back, drew a couple of flags.
They spotted down right at the 5. So here come the Jimmies. On top, 28-13 again. Jamestown, Bill, had 5 touchdowns the entire season and put 4 in the first half on the South Dakota Tech. Impressive half. In motion for Jamestown is the fullback. He'll shift over to the right side, and that's Austin Scholl. Out of the broken eye in the backfield, Johansson. Johansson with a carry. They'll sweep it right. Can he turn the corner? Back inside. Knifes his way to the 7. Picks up a couple. Hassauer out front throwing some blocks. And bottom of the pile for South Dakota Tech. On the attack for the Hard Rockers. You probably caught it. I can't catch his number now. He turned away from me. I think it said 30. Everett Brill.
I think 30 is correct. Yeah, out of that linebacker spot, Brill. Yeah. He's still not showing us that 3, but he's lined up at the inside backer on the far side.
Gain of 3. Twins left. Broken eye again. Johansson. He stands at the goal line. The tailback. Scholl the fullback, and under center is Beeler. Twins on the near side are Ewald and Hassauer. And a give right up the middle, Johansson. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, staggers to the 10. Forward progress, maybe a couple of yards. And for the Hard Rockers down low, in on that lick is Joseph Burrow.
Yeah, it's going to set up a third and about 6 for the Jimmies backed up. So you get in one of those situations again where you want to make a play, you want to get the first, but if you don't get the first and you have to punt, it's not the worst thing in the world. What you don't want to do here is put the ball on the ground or throw it to a white shirt.
Third and about 5. Beeler will go to the gun. And in the backfield now we see the true freshman Matt Mithaugen, who got his first career touchdown in the first half out of Fergus Falls, the former Otter. From the gun, Beeler will run inside, pull it back up, and Johansson, he'll tuck and run. He's got a big hole, 15. He's to the 20, breaks tackles, 30. Beeler scrambles on the bootleg all the way out to the 34-yard line, and he gets up a bit gimpy. Again, he went down hard late in the first half with what appeared to be an ankle injury, and on this quarterback keep and run, he picks up a huge gain.
Nice play by Beeler. Good read as he had the seam on the cutback, so he faked the pitch on the option and cut it right up the hash mark and picked up the first down. But you're right, Mark. I think he's got a cast on that right ankle. He's got it taped up pretty high and I'm sure pretty heavy. So as long as the tape holds up and he doesn't have anybody fall on it, hopefully he's able to finish the game.
24 on the quarterback keep. It's trips left, twins right, 5 receiver formation, some room for Beeler to operate the gun. So the 33 of the Jimmies, 3-man rush. He's got all day. He'll fire over the middle, wide open. It's Wilson. He's got it at the 40 on the skinny post. He's brought down at the 40 of South Dakota Tech. And again, Jamestown continues to find open receivers much of the football game. Tackle made by Josh Sherman.
Well, the Jimmies doing like what they like to do. They like to spread you out. They're going to go 5 wideouts this time and just get athletes matched up against athletes. And the Jimmies seem to have the advantage with the wideouts over the secondary players of the Hard Rockers.
25 more on that. Trips to the right, twins to the left. Beeler stays with the gun. 5 receiver formation. 1st and 10 at the 40 of the Rockers. Jimmies coming down the field early second half on top. 28-13. And Beeler's ready for the shotgun snap. And here it comes, blitzing linebackers. 5 on the rush. Floated down the field to Wilson. Out of his reach, incomplete. He was just going vertical down the hash mark. And pressure was on, rush was on. So Beeler just kind of hung one up and said, go run under it, Wilson. But he couldn't do it. Matt Wilson, wide receiver out of Yelm, Washington, a sophomore. He does have a touchdown catch. That came early in the game.
The Hard Rockers that time, Mark, came with the all-out blitz, and they were man-to-man all over the field. So that's a good read by Beeler. You just try to float the ball out there where they're not going to get it, but hopefully your guy can run under it. But again, when you have to throw just a little earlier than you want to, you don't quite get the ball where you need it to be.
Wilson and Ewald wide left. To the right is Hassauer. Ewald with a 94-yard kickoff return for a touchdown in this one. 2nd and 10 from the gun. It's Beeler. Play action fake. Throws it in the flat near side. Caught by Wilson. He's dropped right at the line of scrimmage. And again, Beeler's slow at getting up, and he's up hobbling.
Yeah, and that time the all-out blitz again, and the Jimmies picked it up, and Beeler had all the time in the world. He had that 2-man crossing route out here where you got the wide guy blocking, the inside guy swinging to the outside. He completed it, but just nowhere to go as the Hard Rockers did a nice job of setting up the outside.
Boy, he is really hobbling. That right ankle heavily taped, as you alluded to, and now he's just walking around seems to be quite a chore for him. They'll send twins right, single wide out left. 3rd and 10 at the Rocker 40-yard line. They show a 3-man front, maybe a blitzing linebacker or 2. 3rd and long for the Jimmy. Shotgun snap. A good one. Here comes the big blitz. Quick slant. It's caught at the 35. Gain of 5 on the play. Hit as he made the catch for Jamestown was the tight end. It was hauled in by Mike Heinzman, but the tackle was applied immediately for just a 5-yard pickup. Ball at the 35 of the Rockers, and the Jimmy show they're going to punt and go for the coffin corner.
Yeah, and I think the Rockers right now thinking, too, if he's that gimpy on that ankle, he's not going to be able to avoid the rush. Let's get after him.
Anderson aims for the corner, hits at the 10, and it rolls into the end zone. Down there for Jamestown trying to catch it, and spotted down was Stephen Nelms. Nelms, special teams performer. He's a freshman out of Elko, Nevada, but it got away from him. Great effort for him. He also was trying to fly through a block and down that one inside the 10. So Tech will get it at their own 20, so that's a net 15-yard punts.
Yeah, and that net of 15, you always think if you can get in a 4th and short, that's a good time to go for it. That 35-yard line and on in, that's a good time to go for it. But that time, I think the Jimmies did the right thing with the punt.
Well, the Jimmies moved it from their 5 to the 35 of Tech. Here's Dale sweeping left back inside, cuts to the 25, and he's wrestled down there. Gain of 5 on the play. Tackle made by the Jimmies' James Volmer, D-back from Rapid City. Maybe some of his family is here rooting for him as his old stomping grounds, Rapid City, is where South Dakota Tech, of course, originates from.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got to be pumped for this one. Made a nice play closing down from the corner that time to catch it from behind.
Russell, the quarterback out of San Diego, has twins either way. 2nd and 5 from his own 25. He drops the throw, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. A quick out on the near side to Ostheimer. And again, Russell was rushed a bit on the pass attempt and was off on the throw on the near side. He had a guy, and he was hurried, and he threw it up too high, incomplete. So it is 3rd down and about 5 for the Rockers. They're unbeaten, 3-0 coming in here. The Jimmies have the upper hand so far, 28-13. 10:47 left in the 3rd. Headed to the north, left to right. On your radio dial, it's Tech here in quarter number 3. Give the Dale coming inside. Forget about it. He's squashed. He didn't even get the line of scrimmage. Not a good exchange either with the quarterback there, Russell and Dale, and all over to blow that play up for Jamestown was Parker Barrett, the defensive end out of Tempe, Arizona. So on 3rd and about 5, they went with an inside handoff that went nowhere.
Yeah, Barrett just kind of collapsed the right side of the Hard Rocker line, and when he tried to cut back, there was Wibstead coming inside out. Barrett is really starting to establish himself, Mark, at that defensive end position.
Here's Jeldon, the kick. He's a freshman from Greeley, Colorado. Johansson, the return, rushes on, and the kick is away, and it's returnable on the run. Here comes Johansson. Oh, he lets it bounce, and it goes past him. Bounces at the 45 and rolls to the 32. He comes up and makes a fair catch on that ball, Bill. I know easier said than done sitting up here. It looks so easy. Jamestown would have started around their own 45-yard line.
Well, and that's what, in the college game, that's what they do. They go with that single safety on the punt, but I sometimes think, having another guy back there or maybe short, 10 yards in front of that deep guy, whenever they kick short like that, just instruct that guy, if he's a good guy, a center fielder type of guy, and they got a lot of baseball guys out there, comes to you, you just wave the hand and catch it, and we'll save 10, 15, 20 yards on the roll.
So Bueller right back on the field after a 3-and-out for Tech. Jimmy's offense in its own 33. Inside, Johansson crunched. He lost a yard, and getting in there and blowing up that play for South Dakota Tech, the linebacker, Everett Brill. He's a junior out of Elko, Nevada. Again, this Tech football team, even though a lot of names are back from last year, it's still a young bunch.
It is, and Brill's kind of undersized. He weighs just 220, 5'10", that inside linebacker spot. But they're getting a lot. They're starting this half a lot more aggressive than they did the first half. I called it vanilla because they just stood there in the 3-4. Right now, you're seeing those linebackers real active and getting quick run reads, if not run blitzes, into their package.
Loss of a yard. Jimmy's looking at 2nd and 11. They're operating from their own 31 again. Bueller and company are headed south, right to left on your radio dial here at Greeno Field. 28-13. Jimmy shotgun snap, a good one. He stands in the pocket. Now he's out of time. And he goes down at the 20, and he's like almost saying and pleading with the Tech players, don't put me down hard, my ankle's killing me. But having no mercy and throwing him to the turf is Joe Burrow for the sack.
Yeah, that was one of those they called a coverage sack again. I thought they had pretty good protection, but things just broke down, and I mentioned that before, that Mike Bueller, not having the mobility that he's had in the past, and he's made some big plays for the Jimmies this year by tucking and running when the pocket starts to collapse. Right now, he can't get out of there to protect himself.
8:50 left in the 3rd. Jimmy's on top, 28-13. Bolson and Bull wide, near side, far side is Ewald and Hassauer. Ewald, the slot receiver, far side, slot receiver, near side is Bull. Four-man rush. They're setting up a screen, and it's caught by Johansson. 20, 25 down the sidelines, 30, and he's bumped out at the 35-yard line, so he picks up about 12 on 3rd and 20, and he's buried on the Jimmy sideline short of the first down.
Nicely set up screen. Johansson himself did a really good job with it. He had two guys coming at him. He popped one of them to fake the block and made a pretty good hit on it, and then got out into the reception, but not near enough to pick up the first.
Lunsman leads the league in punt return average at 16. We mentioned that kickoff return leading the way is the Tech player Jamie Dale. Anderson hammers another one. A beauty. And again, this is over the head of the kick return man. Bounces at the 5, and it just squirts into the end zone for a touchback. Jimmy's almost got there to touch it down at the 1. Great hustle by Joe Sackman, but he couldn't save it. It just nicked the goal line, and it goes in for a touchback. Boy, Anderson is really hammering some punts.
Got to give him a 64-yarder on that, and really he could go with 65, but it was just outside the 35 was the line of scrimmage. That was a beautiful punt. So that's two of them. He's hit kind of the same situation today where he's just really got into it, got great lift, and the ball was in the air, nice hang time, and then that time just a little too much roll.
Yeah, Lunsman's been burned by a couple. Coming up playing too close, and over his head, a couple of boomers from Anderson. Russell from his own 20. Inside handoff to Dale. Stutter steps, shuffles his way to the 25, breaks tackles 30. Boy, he won't go down. Shows some muscle there. The little guy gets to the 31 before he's finally brought down. Jones chasing from behind. Also there chasing Tyler Keenan, and they caught him, but not until he picked up 11.
Well, nice cutbacks, too. He does a good job. That play set up or designed to go to the left, and he kind of saw the traffic over there and bounced it back to the right. Made a great move to juke one of the Jimmy secondary players to pick up the extra yards.
Single wideouts either way. They go with an H-back to the left. Play action fake, and Russell will rifle one over the middle. Skidding catch is made by Ostheimer at the 50-yard line. They say he made the skidding catch at the 48. Here's Brad Hughes getting into the broadcast, just like good old times. Hey, buddy, congratulations again today. Good to see you. Catch will stand. The skidding catch out to the 47-yard line. And so that was a pickup of 16. Here come the Rockers. They're down 28-13, 7:48 left in the third. Dale inside on the handoff, crosses the 50, 45, and he muscles his way to the 42, giving a piggyback ride to the Jimmy tackler, Matt Bicey, who finally gets him down, but not until another first down for South Dakota Tech. Let's see, maybe not. Will they give it a first down or spot him just a little bit short? May have a measurement. Nope, they give it to him, a 10-yard pickup. Tech, of course, with that huge offensive line and the #1 rushing team in the conference, and now they're starting to blast some holes. Also, Dale is being pretty shifty here. He's finding some room on his lonesome. Shaking and baking. And he's now the slot receiver left, 1st and 10 at the 42. Shotgun snap is a high one. Russell brings it down. Now he's going to scramble 40, 35, 30. And not too many times you see the South Dakota Tech quarterback tuck and run on a scramble. He picks up 14. Well, he got in the Jimmy secondary. We talked about that on the pregame show. He actually has negative yards rushing the football. He's a pocket passer, but he found some room right down the middle of the field.
The Jimmy defense looking a little tired, and you were talking about the size up front, but Kane Reed, that right tackle, 79, weighs 340. He fell on top of Mike Sandus the play before, 210. That's 130 pounds you're giving up, and I'm just glad Sandus got up.
From the gun, Russell at the Jimmy 27-yard line, inside to Barth. Fullback with a carry, dives across the 25 to the 24, and for the Jimmies another tackle for Tyler Keenan. Gain of 5 on the play, so Tech chewing up some yardage here, 28-13. They've had success getting in the red zone. If you missed the first half, 4 times in the red zone, 2 field goals, a fake field goal for a touchdown, and also an interception in the red zone. So their offense hasn't put a touchdown on the board yet in this one.
No, and this would be big right here if they do get one, because now you're looking at a 1-touchdown differential on the scoreboard, trailing 28-13.
Gain of 4. Ball is at the Jimmy 25. High shotgun snap. Russell brings it down. Now he's scrambling, chased by Kubler. Fires for the end zone, and it's intercepted by Castett. Castett's going to try to run it out. Nope, now he'll take a knee. He ran around in the end zone. He goes down for the touchback, and that's a bad pass by Russell. He was flushed, and one of those where you just kind of duck and throw, Bill, and hope for the best.
Yeah, Kubler had the pressure that time off the blitz. Great call by the Jimmy defense and Coach Frank. And I'll tell you what, The pressure was huge because I think it's one of those where, you know, the old gunslinger mentality, if you will. He just kind of threw it off his back foot and just heaved it down the middle. Casted had a good read from his safety position, stepped in front of the receiver to make the pick.
And again, for Russell, he'd only been intercepted twice the entire season. The Jimmies have now picked him 3 times in this game and lead 28-13. That snuffs out the drive. 6 minutes left in the third. Beeler's back out there with the offense. Twins right, single wide out left. Works in the backfield with Johansson, and he'll get the carry. The freshman out of Devil's Lake to the 21 is all, and minimal gain. And it's Joseph Burrell again on another tackle. So a couple of young running backs for the Jimmies with Jay Tweed out, leg injury. Johansson's a freshman, redshirt freshman, and then you have Midhaugen out of Fergus Falls, who's a true freshman in the backfield right now. Twins right, single wide out to the left for Beeler. 2nd down and 9. He's operating from his own 21-yard line. Rockers show a blitz. They got a 3-man front. A couple of linebackers up on the line of scrimmage. Inside Johansson, straight ahead. He only got 1 on this as well. A couple of carries. That amount to 2 yards for the Jimmies. Minimal gain. Straight up the middle football for Jamestown on that handoff. Man, bottom of the pile on the tackle for the Hard Rockers is number 49, and that's Timothy Lucchini.
Yeah, and Tyrell Anderson from the linebacker spot, Brill from the inside. And again, what you're seeing there is just more aggression to the run play by the Hard Rockers than we saw in the at the onset of the football game.
28-13 Jimmies. 5 minutes left in the third. Jamestown headed south here at Greeno Field. 3rd and 8. Jamestown from its own 22. Beeler out of the gun. 4 receivers, 2 each way. He's looking left. And a diving catch is made at the 29-yard line on an out pattern, but it's going to be short of the first down. Great extension to make that diving catch. Head first, Kirby Hochin out of Fessenden, but he's short of the first down by about a yard.
Well, and the Hard Rockers, again, came with a couple of guys blitzing, so they had a 6-man rush with a man-to-man, so you got to unload the ball in a hurry, and that's one of those mixed bag of tricks. If you cut the route off quicker, you can't make the catch quicker, maybe have some run to go, but then you're short of the stick if you get tackled right away.
Lunsman the return, another high boomer by Anderson. Lunsman is under it at his 28 to the 30. Now try to cut outside. Can he get the edge? No. Trying to get outside. He got slowed down on the special teams coverage by the Jimmies. Joe Sackman, who's been big here today, and then teammates caught up, but we'll credit Sackman with pretty much the guy who got down there and ended that play.
And another good boot by Anderson. That one's going to probably go for about, I missed the line, but I'm going to say about 42 yards. So, and again, good hang time. That time, though, they got a little smarter, didn't they? They backed up and caught the football.
Not a lot of offense here in the third. We're trading punts. Russell just got picked off throwing a prayer into the end zone, and he's back out there out of San Diego. Dale up the middle. He's hit at the 35, gets to the 36-yard line. Straight ahead football, about 4. Tackle made by the Jimmies. Parker Barrett, gain of 3. Third quarter going by rapidly. 4 minutes left in the third. Jimmies up 28-13, and that was your halftime score. Tech is headed to the north. A little bit of a breeze. Wind really not a factor here today. Temperatures around 50. An overcast sky. We've had a few showers off and on today as well. Shotgun snap. Russell's got it. Inside handoff, and Dale is hit hard. Trying to come up the middle, and he ran right into the Jimmies. Kurt Holinka, who stopped him in his tracks. He lost a half a yard.
He tried to slip out that left side, right side of the Jimmy defense. And I'll tell you what, Holinka from his defensive end spot didn't just tackle him. He rocked him. He hit him down low, but he really put a hit on his leg.
3rd down and 7, close to 8 for the Rockers from their own 35-yard line. Russell's been picked off 3 times here today. 2 interceptions on the season coming in. 4 receivers, 2 each way. Shotgun snap is a good one. In the pocket, Russell stands and throws and trying to find on an out pattern. Dale missed him, incomplete. And a 3-and-out for the Rockers, so we keep exchanging punts, and some pressure applied again by the Jimmies. They got in there and harassed Russell.
Yeah, they went no back that time. Beilstein, the tight end, was lined up on the right-hand side, and they had 2 wideouts either way, and I was really focused on him because I thought that's where they were going. The formation had it set up for him. Beilstein was open. He went down and out on this side, but quarterback chose to go the other way.
Okay, we've got on for the punts. Here's Jeldon. High wobbly spiral. Johansson under it at the 30. Comes near sideline 35-37. And a nice special teams open field tackle was made by the Hard Rockers, Tom Lunsman. So back in the fourth we go with the punts. 3:12 to go in the third quarter. 28-13. Jimmy's with the lead. And the football. You got it here for a second, buddy, okay?
I got it. Hey, and you know, that's a good job that time by Lance is he caught the football on the fly mark, and when you do that, you save that bounce, and as a result, the ball's going to be spotted at the left hash mark, 38-yard line, instead of a 10, 12-yard bounce down the field.
Jimmy's will start 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Good field position for Beeler and company. He'll throw the bubble screen. Johansson. Now it's a flea flicker. He'll throw it deep, and he's got a man wide open. Hassauer. 30 to the 20, and he's caught from behind. Jimmy's throw the double pass, and it goes for a huge gain all the way to the 17-yard line before Hassauer was dragged down.
Well, you could see that one coming. Lance Johansson at the snap, he backed up, and so that first one wasn't a forward pass. It was a lateral, meaning if it bounces out of there, it's a fumble. But he caught the ball, got a good grip on it, and threw a nice ball down the field.
Just tallying here, that will go for approximately 42 yards. Jimmy's in the red zone. Go to some trickery. 1st and 10 at the 18 of the Hard Rockers. Beeler's got to keep it on a quarterback draw with that gimpy ankle. He's chased out at the 10. Flag comes in as well on the play. And it looks like some holds out front. And it may be on Bo, a wide receiver out there trying to spring his quarterback, who limps his way back to the huddle.
Yeah, that's probably the play. And the Hard Rockers are going, don't worry about quarterback draw. He's not going anywhere with it. And Beeler took off, and he was fine. But he did get kind of tackled low, one of those shoestring type of things. And that's the only thing he doesn't want to have happen today with that gimpy ankle. As he got pulled down, it's one of those deals where your ankle or your foot kind of sticks, and the ankle stretches a little bit. But I tell you what, Mike Beeler, he gimps around. You think he's done, and he gets back in the huddle, and he's ready for another snap as he's taking the signal from the sideline right now.
All right, he picked up 7 on the play, but now we'll mark off the penalty yardage.
10 yards from the flag, which was laying at the 10, so they're going to spot the ball at the 20 mark, 1st and about 13.
Holding penalty on Jamestown. Yeah, so that'll spot foul there, so that'll bring it back for 1st down and 13 for the Jimmies. Jamestown operating from the 20 in the red zone. They'll stack a couple of receivers left and right. Shotgun snap to Beeler. He's got protection. Throws for the end zone. Touchdown to Bo. And the Jimmies continue to get open downfield with their wide receivers, and the pass protection again was terrific.
Yeah, and you called it, and that's what's happening, I think, Mark, is that time it was the doubles either way, but not the wide doubles where they put them out and spread the field all over. When you get in the red zone, you sometimes tighten up the formation to buy room to the outside, but that time, Bo just went right down to the post. Beeler went to his drop and threw it on time, and it was just a timing type of thing. He threw it right in there, so I can't say enough about Mike Beeler today on homecoming, the effort he's having, just gutting things out with that sore ankle and making some great throws.
Extra point by Nygaard is good. Bo on the touchdown catch. Sophomore out of Wiley, Texas, that covers 20 yards, and the Jimmies extend the lead to 35-13. 2:20 left in the 3rd quarter. And that didn't take long. Of course, the flea flicker that went for 42 got things going in a hurry. That took only 3 plays for Jamestown, and it covers a total of 62 yards, and the Jimmies extend the lead. We'll come back with the kickoff in 30 seconds on KQDJ Jamestown, your Jimmy football connection.
It's time to make sure that your student can A, B, C. Make an appointment today at Professional Eye Care Centers. Right now, get a single vision frame and lens package for only $79. There's many stylish frames to choose from, and they come with scratch and impact resistant standard lenses and a 1-year warranty. And don't forget their $30 discount off contact lens packages with fitting, follow-up care, and a year's supply of lenses and solutions. No other discounts or insurance apply. Offer ends September 30th. Make an eye exam part of your back-to-school to-do list. Call Professional Eye Care Centers in Jamestown, Valley City, and Carrington.
Three plays, 62 yards, 35-13 Jimmies. Tech unbeaten, but right now Jimmy's taking it to him. Here's Nygaard for the point, the kickoff. And they're going to give, with the lead, Jamie Dale a chance. Here he comes, the 10, 15, 20, 25. Slams on the brakes, and he slips and falls right there. And in the picture for the Jimmies with Gareth Ives. And he forced him to slam on the brakes, and then he fell on his fanny, and the play ended right there at the 25-yard line.
And Robert, I think it was Robert Nelson also there that actually kind of took his blocker over backwards. But that's good kickoff coverage there. They pounded it down to about the 9-10 yard line. The return comes out to the 25. And anytime you kick off, you keep them at the 25 and in. You've done a good job with that aspect of the special teams.
Jimmies have the lead at 35-13, 2:15 left in the 3rd. Looking good in their homecoming game. Russell out of the gun. Single receivers either way, and it's Dale trying to come inside. Now he'll try to get down the line. Can't do it. Trying to get outside. Nothing up the middle. It was plugged up, and he's tried to bounce it outside. Cast it, and Sandness ended it right there, a loss of a yard.
Yeah, nice play by Sandness, because the Jimmies did lose the edge for Dale there just temporarily. Dale saw it, tried to pounce it outside, but Sandness came from the inside linebacker spot and caught up with him from the inside out and made the play.
Good down the line pursuit by the Jimmies. Also in there now for Jamestown on the defensive line, we see Andrew Hammond out of St. Louis. He's a redshirt freshman right now at left defensive end. Second and 11 for Russell out of the gun. Shotgun snap off the mark, but he grabs it now, hands it off to Dale. Dale inside 30 to the 34-yard line, twisted down there and brought down by Drew Bear, but we have a hold way back here where the play all started at the 20-yard line, holding on South Dakota Tech.
Yeah, the flag laying at the 20, so if they mark off from there, if they go spot foul on that behind the line of scrimmage, I'm not sure, but that backs it all the way up to the 10, and you're talking first and 25, it becomes like a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, you bet, from the spot of the foul would be from the 20 to the 10. Let's see indeed if that's where they mark it off from.
Well, I'm not sure if it's behind the line, if they go from the spot or if they go from the line, but let's see.
We're going to find out. Well, we're going to take it back to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, he did go from the line of scrimmage and walked off 10, so it'll be second and 20.
Second and 20 for Tech from its own 15. Third quarter winding down, 35-13 Jimmies. Rolling to his left, Russell looking downfield. Sets, pumps. Now he runs out of time, and he's sacked at the 11-yard line. And Brewer was chasing him. Jones was in there for the Jimmies as well. And also in there for Jamestown, Tyler Wibstead.
Yeah, Wibstead, I said earlier, has been really consistent under pressure. I think you'd have to give him half a sack there from going over the top. But Steve Jones from his right end spot that time really made the initial contact down low from the outside in.
Third sack for the Jimmies on Russell. So now third down, and he needs to get all the way to the 35, and he's operating from his 11. So 24 yards to go. Shotgun snap, floats back to Russell. Backs up to the goal line, sets up the screen. I believe it's Barth down the left sidelines. 15, 20, 25, and he's forced out at the 30. And he's short of the first down. Still trying to catch a number as to who made the screen play catch. It was Barth. Was it 40?
I think it was Barth, yep, and that was Brock Ernest on the tackle. He got a big hit on the sideline. They're going to mark it out at about the 31, short of the first down.
So on 4th and 24, he got a good chunk of that. He picked up about 20 on the screen pass, but not enough. Tech has punted often here in the second half. And the one drive they did have, it got picked off in the end zone by Caston. And here's the punter, Jeldon. And under a rush, he just got it off. And it bounces at the 40, goes out of bounds right there, 39-yard line. The Jimmies will take over, good field position. Nearly blocked by the Jimmies. I think it was Sandness who got in there and almost blocked that thing. Also, no, I'm going to correct myself. It was 38 for Jamestown, right? Bisey, yeah.
Number 38. He did a couple good things. Matt Bisey, he's a sophomore from Minnesota. I haven't been able to say that for a couple of weeks. But Bisey did two things. He got early pressure. That impacted the kick, but he also pulled up appropriately or properly and avoided roughing the kicker.
Jimmy's up 35-13, and here's Beeler with the gun formation. Twins to his left, Ewald and Hassauer near side. Far side, it's Bo, who just caught a touchdown. Inside, Gibb Johansson. 40, trying to get outside, and he's tackled right there at the 40-yard line. Nothing up the middle as he tried to get down the line of scrimmage to his left. He was ankle tackled and brought down with authority by Tom Lunsman. A gain of a yard on the play. Jimmy's haven't ran for a whole bunch here today with a rushing attack, but the passing attack has been right on the money. Numerous open receivers throughout the afternoon for Beeler, and he has found them. That's the end of the quarter. 3 quarters of play. Jamestown up 35-13. In their homecoming game, it's all Jamestown. We'll switch ends, go to quarter 4. We'll check out the scores as well with our producer today, Nathan Schweitzer. Back to Raleigh-Grano Field, the campus of Jamestown College, in 30 seconds.
You choose the furniture, the carpet, and the accessories, and we'll help you with the year-round comfort with the electric heat pump. You're designing the perfect bathroom. We'll help heat the water for less. The dream kitchen you're planning will be even better with Energy Star appliances. So if you're planning to build or remodel, learn about the Saving by Design at otpco.com. You can get information about energy-efficient technologies and building options at Otter Tail Power Company. Otter Tail Power Company, on for you.
Quarter break, we switch ends. Jimmy's now headed north left to right on your radio dial. Fourth quarter starts, 2nd and 9. Jamestown from its own 40-yard line. Beeler out of the gun. Down the line option. Shuffle pass now ahead to Johansson. Not much. This time, Tech was all over that. Minimal gain, only about a yard. And to squash that play was Dana Milledge. Dana Milledge is a strong safety out of Auburn, Nebraska. So it's 3rd down and about 8.
I'm glad you're taking all those names for the first time, because I looked at that one and I'm going, okay, you do it. But good discipline, though, that time by the Rockers. They're staying home on that, because you do get a little bit of a pass read, but it's basically a run read, and you have to be disciplined in the middle to stop that play, and they did it.
Twins left, single wide out right near side for the Jimmies. It's Wilson. He has a touchdown catch. 3rd and 8. Good time, good protection right down the middle of the field. Wide open Bowl. 40 to the 30 to the 20. He's gone. Touchdown, Jimmies. Just a quick slant to Bowl. And wide open. That'll cover for the touchdown catch. 59 yards, his second TD here in the second half.
Yeah, not even really a slant, Mark, just a vertical route down the field. When they lined up the defense, I thought, boy, you don't see colleges line up that way too often, where they didn't really have a second level. They kind of pressed the line of scrimmage, and both their safeties were only about 6-7 yards off the ball. So what a great call against it. Just run vertical and see if we can outrun you, and that's what happened, because he ran right by the safety.
41-13 Jimmies, and a rout. Who would have guessed this? Max Bull with a couple of touchdown catches just a few minutes apart. Point after is good by Nygaard. Moments ago, we had Bull catching a 20-yarder. Tech punts, and they go right back to Bull, wide open. This one covers 59. I don't know what's going on here with the Tech pass defense. You know, we talked about on the pregame show, you know how deceiving that was, but they had the worst pass defense in the conference, allowing 287 per game. And now you look at that number, Bill, and say, geez, no wonder they got the worst pass defensive numbers in the conference, because the Jimmy receivers have been wide open downfield much of the game.
Well, they have been, and I go back to, I just think that spread offense and getting those wideouts there, and that time Bo was in kind of a slot, so he wasn't really out wide, but you're getting man-on-man type of situations, and I just think the Jimmies athletically are better at the wideouts than Tech is athletically in the secondary, and as a result, when you can get your guys in man-to-man, and Beeler's done a great job of going to it, you're going to win a lot of those battles. And I think Beeler, you know, he comes limping off after every play.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're going to take a hammer to him if he gets healthy. They're going to whack that ankle again, because he's just really had a good football game throwing the ball, but more importantly, prior to throwing the ball, you got to make the right read, and he's been doing that today.
Well, let's see if it gets to the point where they bring Lint in for the lead. Pretty comfortable right now. Squib kick, and it rolls to the 30, still going to the 20. Dale picks it up there, reverses field, coming left to right. Now he's surrounded, gets out of that. 30 to the 35. Look at this slippery little guy go. He's to the 40, gets outside, all the way across the field. 45. Now flags come in at the 48 is where he's finally tackled. He returned this thing about 30 yards, but then flags come in. It looks like an illegal block on South Dakota Tech.
You know, Jamie Dale, Mark, he's a sophomore, 180-pounder out of Alpine, California, 5'9". He's one of those guys, when he's out there running with the football, it's like he's the only guy who has footing. Everybody else doesn't quite have the footing, because you know he's shifting, he's quick with the moves, and so you have to be a little bit careful. But he made that run that time like he has no problem slipping around. Everybody else on the field looked like they were a little tentative.
Spotted off. The 48 is where he returned it, but this can be brought all the way back to the 28. They spot things off here. 14-11 to go in the fourth quarter. Jimmy's right now with a big lead, 42-13. Offensive explosion. Again, Jamestown had, 5 touchdowns the entire season. Now they have put 6 on the board here today. Trips to the right, single wide out left. Russell at quarterback. Shotgun snap is on the money. He'll come underneath. It's Barth out of the backfield, the fullback, 30 to the 34, and Urbis really nails him. Gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, and I suppose the conversation's starting about scheduling that cupcake for homecoming, but you and I remember last year that 27-19 battle down in the rain down in Rapid City. This is a good football team, and they're just a little snake bit today so far.
That was a fight to the finish down there. You bet. Russell will throw on 2nd and 6. An out. Catch is made short of the first down by about a yard. Sampson drives his man out. 3rd down and about a yard coming up as Ostheimer is driven out. Yards short of the first down. Yeah, that was a good Tech team down there. Many of those players back. We thought this would be a dandy here this afternoon. The Jimmies would need to play a great game to win, but they're blowing this one open. 42.
Well, and they have. I mean, they played very, very well. Take nothing away from the Jimmies. Tech is a good football team, and you know, last year I was so impressed with the physicality of the Hard Rockers, and I think this year the Jimmies have risen to that occasion to take it into their own hands to be physical.
3rd and a yard. Again, the pass underneath. It's caught, and a fumble. The ball is out. No, they say incomplete. Quick little curl, just enough to get the first down. Pass was there, but the man dropped the ball. I believe it's Rajo, Dustin Rajo, yes, who dropped the ball on 4th and 1. He got hit pretty hard, but it came out. Never really did have possession. Now Tex shows they're going to punt, but don't buy it because they faked the field goal early on the game and went for a touchdown.
Yeah, and Rajo, he did have it, actually. I think he was going to make the catch, but he got drilled in the back ribs by Castett, and then Castett did a good thing. He reached around with both hands and stripped the arms away. Chris
Hunter, redshirt freshman out of Gillette, Wyoming, back to return the kick with Urbis. If indeed they do punt, Jeldon, low snap, he dug it out. Beautiful spiral. Urbis is going to let it go. Hits at the 20, rolls inside the 10, still rolling, and it dies at the 1. Wow, what a kick. And Jamestown will start in a deep rut, but they're up 42-13.
Well, I think we're going to see the quarterback change, and Johansson was on the sideline. He's normally the punt returner. He's trotting out with the offense. No, Beeler's getting up and going to run in. I don't believe it. He was sitting on the training table. He had ice on that ankle, and now as they get the ball back, he's up there and heading for the coaches. Tyler Notch was talking to Coach Etzold at the sideline. Tyler wears number 8. I thought maybe he was going in, but there goes Beeler. Unbelievable.
Beeler's back in. Again, we have seen a little bit of Brad Lint this year. He threw a touchdown pass against the Bobcats, Peru State, Nebraska. He's out of Oregon, the sophomore. I still bet we'll see him yet before the afternoon is over. 13:08 to go in the fourth, 42-13. Jimmy start from their 1, and nothing fancy here, just trying to get some room for his team. Beeler just goes straight ahead behind his center, Lemire. And he gets about a yard. Jimmy's operating deep in their own end, headed north, left to right on your radio dial. Next week, the Jimmies go to Mayville.
Well, you know, since you're a betting guy, I'm going to take that bet, and I'm going to say we're going to see Tyler Notch. Tyler has the pads and helmet on and ready to go, and I see Brad over here on the 35. You see number 9 down there. He's got the headset on without the helmet around, so maybe it'll be Notch before Lint.
Okay. And yard on the play, 2nd down and 9. Jimmy's will hand it off to Johansson. He comes out of the end zone, comes off left tackle, squirts ahead to the 5. Tripped up there after a gain of 3 on the play. And for South Dakota Tech on the tackle was Bruce Struckman, defensive lineman out of Stockholm, South Dakota.
Good surge that time. Clint McGovern over at the left tackle, Brock Lemire at the left guard, and Brent Lemire at the center. They just kind of blew things backwards and gave Johansson some room to run, and he did the right thing. Just power it up there and get what you can get.
3rd and 6, Jimmies from the 5-yard line. Beeler under center, Johansson in the backfield, twins to the right. And the Jimmies operate with a couple of tight ends. Johansson coming off the left side, turns the corner, lowers his helmet, lowers his pads, gets about a yard is all, and then he's driven backward. Jimmy's content just to run 3 plays down here in this neck of the woods and punt it away. And Anderson's really been booming the ball today.
Boy, he has.
He'll be into a little bit of a slight breeze now.
Let's see if Coach Etzel doesn't send somebody on a mission here to get Beeler's helmet and hide that bugger so he doesn't get back in there. Because we're talking about whether it's going to be Lint or Notch, and you know what? It's going to be neither if Beeler doesn't let either one of them on there.
And the snap to Anderson, hits it high, and underneath it at the Jimmy 40, return man Lunsman, return man to the 30-yard line. So very high, this time kind of a short kick. Coverage was there, but Lunsman just goes straight ahead, gets to the 30. Great field position for South Dakota Tech.
Yeah, I think initial contact that time was Austin Scholl, the guy who's been in playing some fullback in that heavy set of the Jimmies, but good field position this time for the Hard Rockers as they start the offense.
1st and 10 Tech.
You're being harassed there, aren't you?
He went in on this broadcast so bad.
Some things never change. You know, I should take a break and let him stick in here. You guys would never talk football, though.
Russell throws over the middle, right through the hands of the intended receiver, Marshall Davis. Great throw. It was a post pattern around the 10. Right through his hands, incomplete. You're talking about Brad Hughes, the former Jimmy Head, the men's basketball coach, inducted into the College Hall of Fame today. And yeah, he's been involved with a few of my broadcasts in the past. Good to see him again. He looks great.
Well, he did a good job today. That was really enjoyable. He had him laughing. He had him crying. He just did a fantastic job. That was really interesting to go back to that year.
Division I coach now at Montana State. Play action fake. Russell throws over the middle, and the catch is made at the 20-yard line. Contact was there a little early. Still, the catch was made. Hanging on is Jonathan Trusteo, and he's short of the first down by about a yard. Tech. Hey, that's pass interference. Man was there a little bit soon. I think they had a valid argument there.
I do too. Matt Bizey made a good play from behind, and on that timing thing, came up and made a good hit. But I think he was just a hair early, so they completed it. No flag flies, incomplete. I bet they'd have got a first down on it.
3rd and inches. Quarterback Russell will follow his center, and he follows the big center Dave Randall, 6'2", 300 pounds, straight ahead for a couple of yards. First down Tech. As they're in the red zone now, the Jimmy 19-yard line. 10.5 to go. 42-13. Jamestown waxing South Dakota Tech in the Jimmy's homecoming game here today. Tech came in unbeaten, 3-0.
Boy, and lest I forget, Tyler Wibstek. You're talking about those big guys, and I think Wibby's a big guy. 6'1", 270. He's a junior, but he's been out there all day long. He's really done a heck of a job at nose guard, and you got to remember, he's surrounded by guys that are 300-pounders at center and those two guards.
Twins to the right. Shotgun formation for Russell from the 18 of the Jimmies. 1st and 10. Russell stands in the pocket. Good protection. Rifles one over the middle. Should have been picked, and then almost picked again. Threw it into coverage. Triple 4 players there for the Jimmies. Initially for Jamestown College, getting his hands on that was Dicey, and then it floated to the back of the end zone. I think Caston, or Sampson it was, got a hand on it as well.
Yeah, good job in the second year that time. A guy's going to the football. Pressure, a little bit of pressure up front again. Daniel Brewer it was this time from the defensive end spot. Brewer's only a sophomore from Peoria, Arizona. He did a nice job of bringing pressure from that left end spot.
Boy, Russell's been picked off 3 times, and that was a throw in the coverage. He got lucky. 2nd down and 10 at the Jimmy 18 from the gun. Russell looking left, throws it in the left flat. Catch is made at the 9-yard line of the Jimmies, right at that 1st down marker. Tackle for Vollmer of Jamestown on Jamie Dale, and on the spot looks like he's a little bit short.
Yeah, I think they are going to mark it short because they need to make the 8, and I think they got the ball laying about the 9.
Yep. 3rd and a yard, just inside the Jimmy 10-yard line. 9:45 to go in the ball game. Jamestown a big lead, 42-13. From the gun, it's Russell. Stands in the pocket, throws it underneath. Catch is made at the 5. Diving to the 2-yard line on that completion. It's a quick crossing pattern into Ostheimer. He's got the 1st down. 1st and goal coming up at the 2 of the Jimmies.
Yeah, and Bizey, again, kind of in a man situation there. When you get down that red zone, you just got to tighten up here, and gave Ostheimer just a little bit too much room. But again, a good throw, and I think Russell, the reason he's had a little struggle today is I think he's seen a lot more pressure. I think if we asked him today than he's seen in the previous 3 games.
Tech has not scored a touchdown in the red zone with their offense. Shotgun snap to Russell. Runs inside on a draw play, and that's all blowing apart in there for Jamestown to blast that thing up in a hurry. Tyler Keenan. And it's a loss all the way back to the 8-yard line. That goes for -6 on the play. The Hard Rockers have been in the red zone 4 times, intercepted once, a couple of field goals, and then they faked a field goal that went for a touchdown. So their offense yet to put the ball in the end zone. Twins to the left, trips to the right for Russell. 2nd and goal at the 9. Shotgun snap, stands in the pocket. He'll come over the middle, and there's the touchdown. Fired one over the middle, and in the end zone, it's hauled in by Barth. Man-to-man coverage, and he had a stride on the Jimmy coverage man. And a touchdown that'll cover 9 yards.
Well, that's a matchup play right there. You go with 5 wideouts, and truly they don't have 5 wideouts out there as they take Barth, who's actually kind of a fullback, running back, tight end, if you will, H-back type of guy. But he ran the short post there, one-on-one with the linebacker, just made a good move, and he's a pretty quick kid, and he had a couple steps on his man.
8 plays, 30 yards, and Tech will go for 2. Dale comes in motion, rolls to his right is the quarterback, Russell, and the play's blowing dead off the shotgun snap. Russell was rolling to his right, and they blew it dead. Illegal motion, legal procedure here on the Hard Rockers. So we'll do it over to see if they still want to go for 2, or now they'll kick the extra point. It's 42-19. 42-19, Jimmy's 8:50 to go, and the head coach, Dan Kratzer, in his 5th year, says, heck with it, let's still go for 2. Russell still looks to the sideline for the play. He's got Dale now wide out to the right. Check that. Dale is a slot receiver left. And twins to the right, twins to the left. Outside receiver near side is Marshall Davis. Russell from the shotgun, the 9-yard line of the Jimmies. Looking left, looks over the middle, looks left again, and he throws it in the end zone where it's intercepted. Picked off by Kubler. And they say the 2-point conversion has failed. Does that go as an interception now?
I think it does, but the field judge, I thought, was waving incomplete on that. So I'm not. I think what he meant to say is that it's no good. In other words, no conversion. But I think you give that an interception, that goes statistically as an interception. I hope so.
42-19, Jimmy's 2-point conversion failed. 8:51 to go. And let's see what is going on with some other games. We check in with producer and studio engineer Nathan Schweitzer and see if he has some updates for us. Nathan, anything new? Black Hill State's at Valley, Dakota State at Minot, Mayville's at Dickinson, Illinois State at the Bison for NDSU's homecoming game. What do you have for some updates?
All right, so far Black Hill State's still ahead of Valley 10-0.
Okay.
Minot's still up on Dakota State 28-0. Dickinson's ahead of Mayville 28-0. And Illinois State's ahead of NDSU 17-14, and Twins are tied at 0 in the second.
Very good. Thank you, Nathan. And off the touchdown, we've got Tech from their own 30 to kick it off. Onside kick? What do you think, Bill?
Well, why not? I mean, you're down, and they were going for the 2, trying to cut it to 42-21 and, get a little bit closer in that regard on the scoreboard. The Jimmies definitely got the hands team up here. They're expecting it. They've got 10 guys between the 50 and 40-yard line.
So here is the kicker, Andy Smith. And it looks like they are going to go with an onside. Here it is. It's knocked high in the air. It bounces. Squibbs pops up high around the 45, and Bo is there, who's had a big game. Max Bo, a couple of touchdown catches, and he's able to smother that one at the Tech 45.
Well, and that onside kick, if it takes the right bounce, you maybe get down there. If it doesn't, it makes it pretty easy. And that time it was either Bo or Heinzman, one of those two guys that just had a chance to get their hands on the football right away without any contact in there. So Jimmy's with great field position. They are going to make a change at quarterback.
It is Tyler Notch. You're right, 6'3", 190-pound redshirt freshman out of Eagle Bend, Minnesota. New quarterback, Tyler Notch, ready for his first snap of the season. Shotgun snap was on the money inside Johansson. He's got daylight, 40 to the 39. Nothing fancy for the Jimmy. Straight ahead football, but it goes for 5. Jamestown trying to run some clock. Get this one over with Timothy Lucchini on the tackle. 42-19 Jimmy's, 8.5 to go.
Kyle Brewer getting some time at the wide receiver spot. He's 5'10", 180, plays on the special teams. He's a junior out of Colfax, North Dakota, now in there with the clock winding down under 8.5 minutes.
Okay, so Tyler Notch on his first varsity Jimmy snap went inside on a handoff to Johansson, who's flanked to his left with a shotgun formation. Look for more of the same on this play. Twins left, and it is another give right up the middle. Johansson, now he'll bounce it outside, 35, and he's to the 30, swung down at the 29. Jimmy's picked up 10 on the play and a first down as he got into the South Dakota Tech secondary.
Yeah, and really the Jimmy's offensive line, they've still got the guys in there that have been in there most of the time, although I think over at right guard, if I'm not mistaken, I think Steve Barthel is in there. He's 6'2", 285 junior out of Watertown, but right now the Jimmy offensive line just pushing people around.
I never would have guessed Jamestown would have 42 on the board against Tech, who came in here with the #1 offense and #1 defense statistically. The Jimmy's on the verge now. They're on the move again of hitting the 50 spot. Fumble, and this time Tech recovers. Not a good exchange there as Notch tried to go inside to Johansson for the 3rd consecutive play. And not a good exchange. It came out, and Tech recovers, and a Jimmy player is down at the 35-yard line where the fumble occurred.
Well, that's that slant play. Johansson lined up to the right side of the quarterback, Notch, and he's going to slant towards the left tackle. And what happened, really, Notch stuck the ball into the belly, but he stuck it right on through. It came out the other side, and it just popped out of there. And the Jimmies will lose the football.
I believe it's one of the offensive linemen down.
If it isn't Steiner, number 77.
Injured Jimmy flat on his back at the 35. Jimmy's turn it over. And sometimes you see that. You bring in a new quarterback. Sometimes the exchange with the center isn't where it needs to be, and the handoff exchanges, and bang, just like that, a turnover. It is the big guy Steiner, and he's coming off under his own power.
Yeah, he looks good. He's jogging off. He is a big guy. Matt Steiner, 6'3", 295. I guess that'd be average for South Dakota Mines, but he's only a sophomore out of Wharton, Texas, and it's good to see him get up there and jog off.
So here comes the Tech offense operating from their own 35. And they got to switch up a quarterback as well. Nope, it's still Russell. Russell will work out of the gun. Single wideouts either way, and in the backfield he has flanked with him Jamie Dale out of the shotgun. Fake to Dale. Russell looks downfield, fires one over the middle, and a nice outstretched grab at the 49, reaching out and making a fingertip grab is Tony Ostheimer, and he's down right there as he left his feet to make the catch at the Jimmy 48-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, he can get some, Russell that is, can get some zip on the ball when he has to, and he threw a good ball, and Ostheimer just laid out for it, made a great catch.
7.5 to go, another shotgun snap, the Russell pump fake, and he looks over the middle and missed his man. Triple coverage there. And the intended target was Beilstein, and a trio of Jimmies in the picture.
Ostheimer wanted off. I think he might have lost his wind that time. It was kind of hilarious because he was facing the sideline. The ball was snapped. The play was running. He was still looking to the sideline trying to wave a sub on, so he never did participate in the play.
Single wideouts either way, and out of the gun is Russell. Now he'll send Jamie Dale far to the right side as a wideout as well. Jimmy's up 42-19, 7:25 to go. Shotgun snap comes to Russell. He'll check down underneath. Barth with a catch, 45-40. Gets a block, gets to the 35. Open field tackle is made by the Jimmy's James Vollmer. And he's a Rapid City product. That goes for 13 Rockers coming down the field. They punch one in here and hang on.
Gets exciting, doesn't it? That's the play they ran earlier. Clear everybody off, circle the back out of the backfield, use the umpire. That time the umpire wasn't much of a screen, but one of the Jimmies fell down and kicked him, and now we got the umpire out there limping around. Looks like Beeler walking around.
He does. Twins right, Twins left for the quarterback out of San Diego. And Russell gets the snap, and he'll fire one underneath again on a crossing pattern. And this pass was behind the intended target as he was coming underneath. And the first pass attempt to Taryn Teaslink. He's a freshman out of Box Elder, South Dakota. That pass behind him incomplete.
Yeah, and part of the reason it was behind Parker Barrett from that end spot, again, got in there with some good pressures. Those Jimmy front three, they're just teeing off right now. Kurt Halenka on the right side, Barrett on the left. Wibstead, he's been in the middle all day long, and he looks tired.
Trips to the right, single wide out left. Russell, 2nd and 10. Jimmy, 35. Shotgun snap again on the money. Now here comes blind side pressure. Checks down. Barth open underneath. 30, 25. Scampers to the 20, and then he has his legs cut out there by Vollmer. But another first down as that goes for 15 more. Just slipping out underneath is Barth and making some big catches here. 17 earlier on this drive, and this one went for 15.
Yeah, really the same play. Just a little blitz or a hot receiver, if you will. The Jimmy linebackers dropped really deep in a hurry. They had one in the blitz, and there was nobody there in the middle of the field.
So into the red zone comes the Tech offense. They're at the Jimmy 20. Russell swings one on the flat near side, swing past the Dale. Dances to the 15, breaks the tackle, gets to the 10. Slippery, hard runner, not a very big guy, but he got away from Vollmer, and then in the mix for Jamestown to finish him off was Stephen Jones.
Dale is really an impressive little back, Mark. Those scat backs just drive you nuts defensively. He doesn't, what he does is he just, like I said earlier, he's like the only guy on the field who has cleats on. He can stop so quick and get started so quick, and the other guys are just getting slowing down, and he's taken off again already.
10 more, 1st and goal at the Jimmy 10. And the pass at the goal line, caught and reaching in for the touchdown is Marshall Davis. So Tech has scored back-to-back touchdowns here in a span of about 3 minutes. And hang on, this is interesting now, 42-25 Jimmies.
Yeah, Davis just a square out route. They've done that earlier. They've probably thrown that same route about 3-4 times today in front of Vollmer, who plays a little soft over there. But credit Russell. He just took his drop and fired a rocket out there. Sometimes you just can't break a play up. You got to either disrupt the quarterback or the route, and the Jimmies couldn't do either on that play.
7 plays, 65 yards. They'll go for 2. Russell fires over the middle and intended for Dale. Tipped away by Castett, but we have flags down. There's a flag down right at the goal line. So let's see what this is about. Russell, 10-yard touchdown pass to Marshall Davis.
Took a Jimmy offside over there.
Ooh, so Tech will get another chance. 4th time the Jimmy defense has been offside here today.
Yeah, 6:21 to go, 42-25. You're right. It gets interesting. They pick up 2 here. It's 27. That's a difference of 15. That's a couple of scores. So the Jimmies, really, I think we're going to see onside again. They've got to control the ball, take advantage of it. If they can get that thing recovered, then they got to punch one in.
Jimmies are moving the ball, trying to run clock. Fumbled. And Tech took over their own 35 and 7 plays the other way. Touchdown. Russell, under center, fakes the Dale, rolling right, looking to throw the 2-point conversion, and he converts. Fires one into a crowd. Castett was there. Fiala, but it's caught by Jonathan Tristeo. Tristeo hauls it in, and that's 2 more points for Tech, so 42-27.
Kind of a bootleg look there. Nicely conceived play. Tristeo, I believe, was lined up at the left tight end position, just kind of ran across the formation to the right. The bootleg was towards the left, and then the quarterback, Russell, bootlegs back to the right and makes a good throw. He really can. He's a slinger. When he makes up his mind, he can put some mustard on the ball, and he did it that time on the run.
Tech's offense without a touchdown until the 4th quarter now. They've scored on back-to-back possessions. 6:21 to go. A lot of time up there yet. And the kickoff pending, and like you said, probably another onside kick attempt. Jimmies go to Mayville coming up next Saturday. And also next Saturday we see South Dakota Tech will be at home to take on Minots. The Jimmies are guarding against the onside kick. They have 10 guys up here between the 40 and 50. The only man back is Sampson.
Big game next week. You're talking about next week. Dickinson goes down to Black Hills, and that's going to tell us something about the top of the conference.
Yeah, because it appears that Tech will suffer a defeat here in the DAC today. Dickinson was winning big. Black Hills State was ahead of Valley. Here's the onside kick, little pooch, and it's on the ground, still alive. Squirts out of bounds. Boy, Tech almost got it. as Tanner Ireland in the vicinity, but it went off of him out of bounds right at the 50-yard line. Jimmy's will get it at the midfield stripe with 6:19 to go.
Boy, that's an ulcer maker, and you know, you can fair catch a kick return, and I'm not sure why the Jimmies didn't do it that time. That thing goes up in the air, I'd be waving my hand. If nothing else, maybe the kicking team will slow down a little bit so you don't get whacked like he did on that one. That was a nicely conceived kick that time, but the Jimmies again come up with a big play on the hands team.
Own 48 is where they're going to spot it. I didn't see it get beyond the 50, but Jimmy start at their own 48-yard line. And under center, Tyler Notch in there, the backup quarterback, works out of the broken eye. And he also has in there the freshman out of Fergus Falls. They try to sweep it around the left side with the freshman. And Midhaugen can't find any room. He's dropped for a loss of 3 on the play.
Well, and, you know, right now you're just looking at a deal where the Rockers are bringing everybody up in the box, and they're going to bring everybody. They're going to be coming with 6, 7, and 8 guys right at the snap of the ball. So they're going to say, you're not going to run the ball against us. Offensively, you got a choice. Either try to throw some safe short stuff or try to run quickly at it. But anything sideways, really, they should be blowing up with the pursuit.
-4. Midhaugen, by the way, got his first carry of his Jimmy career earlier this game, and then first touchdown shortly thereafter on a sweep. He ran it in from 5 yards out. And the give is up the middle, and not much. Ball is out, but the man was down on the ground. That's a carry for Jared Volk out of Harvey. Redshirt freshman. A lot of youth in that backfield for the Jimmies with all these running backs. Johansson, a freshman. Volk, a freshman. True freshman is Midhaugen. No gain on the play. Jimmy's just trying to get out of here. Should spot that as a loss of a yard. So it's 3rd down and about 16. So we'll say -2 on that carry back to the 41-yard line. 5 minutes left. Jimmy's up 42-27. Trying to run out the clock. Backup quarterback in there for Jamestown is Tyler Notch, and he'll work out of the gun. With Twins to his left. I'm guessing he'll just keep it on the ground and try to keep the clock going here. Will they let him throw for the first time in his career? No, it's an inside handoff, 45 to the 50. Gain of about 10 on the play, but the Jimmies be far short of the first down. And it's Midhaugen again on that carry. He gets 10, but the Jimmies will go 3 and out.
Timeout for the Rockers on this one, too, is they're not thinking it's over either. 4:43 to go. They take a quick timeout to save some time right here.
4:43 remaining. Let's see if Anderson can get one out inside the 20-yard line.
Well, and the other deal you have here, of course, that gives you time defensively with your return team to kind of go make a decision. Maybe we want to go after this one. You've gone onside a couple times. You might as well, if you've got a punt block in there, you might as well go for it right now, because there'd be nothing huger than to come up with a block punt, pick up the ball in Jimmy territory with a short field.
Post-game show is coming up, brought to you by Hardy Insurance. We'll check out the scores. We'll hear from Bud Edsel. We got the Twins, a baseball game underway. Their huge game today with Kansas City, and the Tigers are playing the White Sox. Twins win, Tigers lose. They'll be tied with 1 game to go. Wouldn't that be something? It boils down to tomorrow. Anderson to kick. Good snap. Then he angles for the coffin corner. Beautiful high spiral. And he's going to drive it out inside the 20. Went out of bounds, probably in the vicinity of the 10-yard line. Let's see where they're going to spot this thing. Still no sign, no signal. Did you see anybody?
The referee's going the wrong way. Now he's moving the right direction.
There he comes. And they say it went out inside the 10. They're going to spot it out at the 8-yard line. Great job by Anderson.
Yeah, the field judge was back, and he was backpedaling from about the 6 to the 5 to the 4. Finally, the white had to wave him back and say, come this way. Hey, I heard a great line today. As long as Brad Hughes was harassing you, I got to ask you, do you think he really cries when he opens a new basketball and takes it out of the box? He's that emotional of a guy. Like there's a new birth on earth when a new basketball comes out of the box.
Shotgun snap to Russell, throws out of the end zone, and he overthrows his receiver on it. A quick out on the near sidelines. Marshall Davis trying to get to the first down marker around the 18. Cutouts. Pass incomplete. 4:32 left. Jimmy's up 42-27. Russell has engineered a couple of touchdown drives for Tech here in the fourth quarter, but will it be too little too late? He's operating from his 8. And out of his end zone, he'll throw again. Throws one down the right sidelines, and that's incomplete. Man-to-man coverage over there. Sampson and Ostheimer. And Sampson didn't give up any ground, and that's one sails into the Tech sideline. Incomplete. So clock stops at 4:27 to go.
Yeah, good coverage by Sampson. He's on an island out there, and actually the receiver kind of gave him a little push-off, but he stands in there really tough, and he's really had a good season so far for the Jimmies and a good career. He's a senior already.
42-27 Jamestown. Jimmies led at halftime and have not looked back at halftime. Jamestown had the lead So Russell will throw out of his end zone, 28-13, and trying to go down the seams. He split a couple of his receivers incomplete, and the flag is down. Jimmy, D-back may be called for holding or interference here. Let's see. Urbis throws up his arms like, what? Looks like it's on the Jimmy D-backs.
Holding, I think.
So Tech will get a first down out of this. Yeah, holding on the Jimmy defense. So first down for Tech via the penalty. With 4:23 to go. Blue Jay football got a big win last night, 23-13 at Grand Forks Central. So, hey, we're trying to get a sweep.
It's fun to win this time of the year because when you do, it makes next week a big game.
You bet. Back to Grand Forks next week for Coach Cahill and company at Red River. First and 10 from the Jimmy 18. Russell will throw it over the middle in the traffic. Cast it, pick it. One-handed spear. Did he grab it? No side. No, they say incomplete. One says pick. One says incomplete. Cast it on an overthrow around the 35. Diving head first. Stuck out the left hand. And it appeared he had speared it. But one official says no, it hit the ground. And really, we can't argue because we have no angle on that one whatsoever.
We can still argue, though. But the officials, both the guys at the line of scrimmage, made incomplete calls, so they must have definitely seen some football on turf.
Close call there for Castett. He's had a big game defensively. He's forced an interception. Russell will throw on the right flat. Quick out. Catch is made. Scampering out of bounds. Ostheimer right at the first down marker. A little bit short. Forced out on the far side by Sampson. Picks up 9 on the play.
Should mention, too, I was talking about Widstead being in there all the time, Mark, and right now this series, Zach Jovig is in at the nose. He's a 275-pounder out of Crosby and a sophomore.
He's seen his fair share of work this year for the Jimmies. 3rd and inches. Russell will follow his center straight ahead behind Dave Randall. He got a yard. First down. This is the 7th play of the drive right now for Tech that started at their own 8. They've moved it out to the 28-yard line. 4 minutes ago, it appears that their offense has woken up too little too late. At least we hope.
Yeah, that's right. Boy, I couldn't help but think there was about 3,000 pounds of bodies laying there after that quarterback sneak with all those big offensive linemen in a pile.
They have some brutes on that line. The smallest guy is 285, Todd Sherman. Russell shotgun snap. We got a quick out right on the money. 35-40 down the sideline, slipping tackles to the 48 before he's caught as the receiver, Ostheimer. Sandless got him, but not until another big pickup. This goes for 20 and roaring down the field, South Dakota Tech.
Yeah, 3:52, and they'll run it as soon as they spot the ball, but a lot of folks glancing at the scoreboard, checking the clock now more than the score.
This quarter can't go by fast enough. Oh, nearly intercepted. A quick out. Sampson ready to step in front of Ostheimer and take it down that Tech sidelines for 6 the other way, but it went through his arms incomplete.
Well, I like the play by Sampson that time, and sometimes you get in these situations, you start to think, you know what, if I can get some help behind me with my safety, if I can trust Urbis behind me to make the play, if the guy turns the route up, I'm going to go ahead and jump one of these routes and see if I can take her the other way.
2nd and 10, Rockers from their own 47-yard line. Russell out of the gun. Boy, he's well over 50 pass attempts, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
Well
he's
over 50.
Ball a lot.
5 receiver set. He's looking left, and now he's hit in the backfield. Gets out of that sack. He'll scramble to his right, tuck and run, 50 to the 45, and Kubler drives him out at the 45-yard line. Oh, he got away from the Jimmy's Daniel Brewer, who had him dead to rights in the backfield.
Yeah, Brewer got right in his nose, actually. Came right up, number to number, and popped him pretty good, but just didn't get him wrapped up, and he kind of, give him credit. Russell kind of bounced back and took off running, and he picks up about 9.
3.5 to go, 3rd and inches, and again, let's see if Russell just gets behind his center. Dave Randall on 3rd and inches. No, he'll go to the gun. He's got twins left, single wide out to his right, looking left, looking in the left flat. Now he guns one over the middle, and it's caught at the Jimmy 30. Tackle made by Sampson, reception made by Marshall Davis. First down for the Rockers. That's good for 10 more, make that good for 15 more. 11th play of the drive coming up that started at the Tech 8, and they're chewing up yardage. They're also burning some clock, but they're making things awfully spooky late in this game. 42-27, Jimmy's trying to hang on. 3 minutes to go. And from the gun, it's Russell. He's looking left and swings one out to Barth. Barth breaks a tackle at the 30. Down the sidelines, 25 to the 20. Inside the 20, forced out at the 15 by Castett as he picks up 15 more. Slowly but surely, it's coming down the field. Tech trying to get their 3rd touchdown of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and you wonder, are guys fatigued out there or just lost the mental edge a little bit because, again, missed tackling and just not quite getting there as crisply as you'd like to.
This was 42-13 here early in the 4th quarter. It's 42-27, and Tech has the ball at the Jimmy 14. Russell rolling to his right. He'll pass underneath, and it's nearly intercepted by Sandness. The pass was behind Jamie Dale, and Sandus had it come right to the big 3-0 on his chest, and he dropped it.
Yeah, I think Dale might have got a fingernail on that thing a little bit and just knocked it off a little bit because Sandus kind of acted surprised or misjudged it. But you're right, it hit him right between the 3 and the 0, and he just couldn't pull it in.
Timeout for Tech. They have it at the Jimmy 13, 2nd and 10. 2:43 to go. Jamestown ahead 42-27. And as we have an opportunity here, we're going to get some updates on the scores, but I don't have the scorecard in front of me. It's still down there by the PA guy, so we'll just keep it right here and look ahead. Suppose I can go this route here and just write them here. Nathan, you got any updates for us on other games? Black Hill State at Valley. We have Mayville at Dickinson, and Dakota State's at Minot's. NDSU's homecoming game with Illinois State. And there we are. Thanks. Thanks, Trace. Nathan, you got anything for us?
Working on it right now.
All right.
Poor guy tries to sneak away to the bathroom, and you ring him up, huh? Can't get away with anything.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I tell you what, 2:43 to go, 15-point game, ball laying on the 13-yard line. Tech hits one here, and you put 7 on the board or 8 on the board even, and all of a sudden you're down to a situation where you're into a one more score game with an onside. It's a kind of a quiet crowd right now. It's like everybody thinks this baby's over, and if Tech converts, look out. The Jimmies are going to have to fight to get out of this with a win.
Yeah, Jimmies were cruising up 42-13. Here in the fourth quarter, Tech has scored 2 touchdowns and on the verge of their third. It's 2nd down and 10. The ball at the Jimmy 13. Russell off the timeout has twins to his right and a single wideout to his left. Dumped off on the flat, caught at the 10. Inside the 5 comes Barth, and he's cut down right around the 4-yard line. Tackle for the Jimmies made by Urbis. Looks like he's a little bit short of the first down. Say he went down out of bounds right at the 5, so that sets up 3rd and 2.
Clock really not a factor. It's running under 2.5 right now, but you score here, get an onside. There's plenty of time to go.
Here's the 14th play of this drive that started at the Tech 8. Russell from the gun. And he's looking right. Now he looks over the middle, and he comes over the middle, nearly intercepted. He tried to force one, and right there for the Jimmies, the linebacker, Tyler Keenan had to go off his hands, so it is 4th down and 2. Ball is at the Jimmy 5-yard line.
Well, any kind of a breakup or anything right here to end this drive would be huge for the Jimmies, because with 2:12 to go, and I think the Rockers have just 1 timeout left, you can almost ice this thing if you can get a stop here. Now the crowd's waking up a little bit.
Jimmy sideline is urging the crowd to start cheering and making some noise. Here we go, 4th and 2. Ball is at the Jimmy 5-yard line, and Russell will stay with the shotgun. He's got Dale as a slot receiver left. He brings him in motion.
Probably crossing. Here he comes.
And he's coming underneath now on the right flat. He finds Barth. Barth is down at the 1. Ball comes out. They say he's down at the 1-yard line, 1st down. He was hit at the 1, and as he hit the deck, the ball came out, rolls out the back of the end zone, but they say he's down at the 1, and the drive is alive. That was the 15th play on 4th down and 2. The pass play goes for 4.
He got drilled by Garth Ives, but that was a good call that it was down by contact.
Russell will follow his center into the end zone. Tech gets a touchdown, but flags are down. Snap of the football. Dave Randall, the center, leading the way. Let's see what the call is. Jimmies have been flagged for offside 4 times in the game. Were they offside again?
Yep, touchdown
Offside
indicated.
Jimmies, yeah, for the 5th time. So the 16th play of the drive is a 1-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Russell. And hang on, folks. All of a sudden, this is getting kind of scary.
Yeah, 9-point game here. They'll cut it to 7 with a successful conversion. This is kind of interesting because if you're not successful, 9-point game is a 2-score game, so this is huge.
16 plays, 92 yards. So, yeah, but they probably chewed up a lot of clock doing that. Not the case.
No.
Ready for scores?
Yep, we'll get to scores in just a bit as it's Dale running the Wildcat now. Jamie Dale takes the snap, and he sweeps to his left. He's trying to get in, and great tackle there by Urbis. Lowers the shoulders, lowers the helmets, wraps him up around the knees, and brings him down, so the 2-point conversion has failed. 42-33. Jimmies have the lead. Boy, I'm not sure about. I think I'd have gone for the extra point there.
I'd take the automatic if you've got a kicker. Then you go for the 2 the next time. But I guess if you get 2 twice, you're going to win the game. But great play by Urbis there. He beat some blocking as they had trips this way out of the shotgun or the Wildcats, and he just broke right through the blocking before they could block him and made a great play in the backfield.
Well, Tech has 3 touchdowns in the quarter. Even if they recover the onside kick, you're still down by 9 now. 42-33.
And that's kind of the reason why I'm wondering if you don't just kick it and then, say you you know what, let's make sure that we have a chance.
Right.
Because now if you get possession, it's still a two-score game.
Yeah, who cares?
And so I think you'd take the one right away and make sure you got something, but it's a tough one to second guess.
Real quick, Nathan, what do you got? Give me some updates.
All right, Black Hill State still ahead 16-7. Minot's up on Dakota State 38-6.
Okay.
Dickinson over Mayville 35-0. NDSU has stepped up 24-20 in the fourth. And the Twins are still tied at 0 at the bottom of the third.
Very good.
24-20 Illinois State?
Nope, 24-20 NDSU.
Bison are up.
Bison will come back to take the lead. They were down, what, 17-7, I think?
17-7 at half, I think it was.
Yep.
Onside kick, here it is. It's Poots to the right side and out of bounds. Boy, that's a bad kick there. And knowing it is Andy Smith, he slaps himself on the helmet saying, I didn't even give my teammates a chance on that one, as he just nails it out of bounds at the 45, and the Jimmies will start there.
Yeah, and he did. He's not using the ground at all. He just tried to kick that up in the air, and that's when you want a fair catch. But he didn't have a chance that time because it went about 5-10 yards out of bounds. Nobody had a chance to touch the football.
Okay, here comes the Jimmy offense. Again, Beeler came out earlier. Now he's back out there.
Well, one time out to go for the Hard Rockers, 1:57 to go. So the Jimmies are saying, you know what, if we can grind out a first down, this baby's over.
Tyler Notch came in for a couple of series. Jimmy's thought it was over at 42-13. Now it's 42-33, and Beeler's back on the field, 1:57 to go. And he'll hand it off. Coming straight ahead is Johansson, and he's wrestled down. Again, it's basically a run blitz. Tech is looking for Jamestown to hand the ball off. Like you said, keep it generic. Blasting in and making that tackle in the backfield, Joe Burrell. And a loss of 2.
Yeah, it's just the broken eye power play, trying to run with Austin Scholl leading the way, and also the tight end, I think that time was Mike Heinzman, and the Jimmies just trying to run some power there. And good job by Johansson, though. Just cover it up and get down because they were trying to mug him.
Just looking at my roster here, I've been calling him Burrell, but it may be Burke. You got a K on there?
I've got K, B-E-R-K-E.
Okay, so it is Burke. Sorry about that.
I thought maybe you just had a funky pronunciation, so I wasn't going to second guess. I did that once, and I was wrong, so I'm not saying anything more all day.
Second down and 12. Straight ahead, Johansson. This time some positive yards. He gets to the 40 and driven backwards. Picks up a couple on the play. I think Tech's going to use their final timeout right here. As just trying to burrow under there is the running back, Johansson. Jimmy's looking to get out of here with a 42-33 victory. A minute to go. Tech just used its final timeouts. 3rd and 10 for Jamestown. Ball is at the Tech 41-yard line.
Well, this gets interesting, and I'll tell you that, I'll go back again because there's less drama right now, Mark, because it's a 9-point game. It's like, what the heck, if we give it back to them, is it that big a deal? Because they need 2 scores in 1 minute. But if you'd have got the 1 last time, then it's a bigger deal because the Jimmies right here, chance to run a play if you get nothing on it. Tech's the Jimmies are going to let the clock run before they punt it and still have a half a minute to go. Or better.
Yep, clock would stop on change of possession. Tech would come out with their offense right around the 40-yard line. But again, they're down by 9. Even if they score here, there's just no way to get 9 points up there.
Yeah, so really the drama is kind of gone, and I guess you could say the pressure's sort of off the Jimmies.
And Jamestown has 3 timeouts remaining, but the Jimmies up 42-33 have made Tech burn all theirs. 42-13 earlier in this quarter. Tech with 3 touchdowns here in the 4th to make things interesting. Bowe with a couple of touchdown catches. Ewald kickoff return of 94 yards for a touchdown. Wilson with a touchdown catch in the game. And also we see in the true freshman, Matt Midhaugen, out of Fergus Falls, score on a touchdown run 5 yards out. Beeler's just going to run backwards, try to run clock, and he's nailed back at the 50-yard line. Goes for -9 on the play. And to bring him down is Burke. Loss of 9, so Jamestown on 4th down. Now we'll bring out the punt team. And Anderson will try to nail the Coffin corner. 47 seconds and counting. Game clock at 25, so the Jimmies can run it down to just 20 seconds or so left in the game.
Yeah, you probably run her down to 20, take the delay, and let it back up 5 yards, punt the ball out of bounds, and give them a snap or 2.
Well, the Hard Rockers, talking with Tom Rudebush, the play-by-play guy, he says he doesn't know they've ever won here in Jamestown. They're pretty optimistic this could be the year. Came in here 3-0. But at this point, it looks like the streak will continue. 42-33 Jamestown.
Well, I think the big difference really, Mike Beeler getting in stride a little bit with his receivers today, and I'll go back to it. I've said it a couple of times, but I think the difference in the game is the Jimmy offensive receivers against the secondary of Tech. I think the Jimmies just have more talent and depth at those positions, and they were getting open, and Beeler, to his credit, was getting them the ball. And of course, remember, none of that happens unless those guys up front aren't doing a good job of protecting. So the whole difference, I think, was the Jimmy offense coming out and getting on track today.
Anderson to kick it away. He's had a good day punting. He's had a couple over 60, I believe. And back at the 10 is Jamie Dale. Anderson will just try to kick it out of bounds, not give Dale a chance to return. Oh, he kicks it to him. Dale is under it on the run at the 15-20. Let's see what happens here. 25-30, gets outside, coming down the right sidelines. 35-40, 45-50 to the 45, and finally caught at the Jimmy 38. I'm surprised we kicked the ball to him, and I'm not sure if he was supposed to. I think they wanted Anderson to kick that thing out of bounds.
Yeah, I would think so, but, I guess it did run some clock off. But that's the reason why they haven't been kicking on the ball off the tee for the kickoffs or even in the punting game. And Anderson really played a big role in this game today because he boomed some over Dale's head earlier, didn't allow him to make any returns, and you can see the difference there with his return.
50-yard return to the Jimmy 35. Russell will work with 4 receivers, 2 either way. Shotgun snap, 5 seconds left. He fires it over the middle. It's caught at the 25. Rumbling to the 20 and tackled there is the receiver Bielstein, and the clock runs out. Tackled by Vollmer. That's a pickup on the play of 15 yards, but it's over. Jamestown has won its homecoming football game 42-33 over South Dakota Tech, and the Jimmies have won their first game of the season. And for South Dakota Tech, they lose for the first time. Jimmies go to 1-4. South Dakota Tech slips to 3-1 on the season. We'll come back with our post-game report. We'll visit with the Jimmy head coach, Bud Edsel. Get things wrapped up as well as we want to get into Twins baseball and get you a big chunk of that game, a critical game against Kansas City. That's all coming up on the Hardy Insurance post-game report. Back to Greeno Field where the Jimmies have won 42-33. Right after this 2-minute timeout.
For over 30 years, ABC Seamless has built their reputation on the highest quality products installed by qualified professionals. And with up to 70% off your heating costs escaping out your windows and walls, new siding and windows could literally keep money from going right out the window. Beauty, high resale value, and maintenance-free living, all great reasons to give ABC Seamless a call today for a free consultation and estimate. Call 800-732-6577 or visit abcseamless.com.
Grizzly's Grill and Saloon is Jamestown's sports hub. Check it out. New flat screens everywhere with surround sound and the best viewing packages out there, including all the college and NFL football games. And NASCAR Hot Pass as well. With no smoking and a fabulously delicious menu of wings, steaks, burgers, and appetizers, it's the best place in town for sports and good times. College students get a 20% discount with their college ID. It's all at Grizzly's Grill and Saloon, South Jamestown. Duratech Industries would like to take this time to wish the best of luck to the Jamestown College Jimmies this season. Equipment by Duratech Industries and Haybuster consistently exceeds market expectations of high quality and value. From agricultural applications like the CMF 700 cutter mixer feeder and 2650 bale buster to the 9564 horizontal grinder, you can be assured that you have the highest quality and most cost-effective equipment available. See your local dealer for the full lineup of Haybuster and Duratech products.
Walls Pharmacy. It's more than just a place to pick up your prescriptions. It's a local hub of history and information. First, it's where you'll find Larry and Jerry and Laurel, 3 of the most dedicated and professional pharmacists in the area. They know your local doctor. They can also answer your questions on all types of medications. Walls Pharmacy is also where you'll find the most complete library of Louis L'Amour books for sale, as well as greeting cards for all occasions. Walls Pharmacy, 213 First Avenue, downtown Jamestown. Call 252-3181. Walls.
Back at Greeno Field, Jimmies win their homecoming football game over previously undefeated South Dakota Tech, 42-33 Jimmies. We'll recap it now on the Hardy Insurance postgame report, brought to you by Hardy Insurance, serving Jamestown and the area since 1936. Bud Edsel will make his way up to the press box. We'll get some comments from the head coach for the Jimmies. Jimmies get their first win of the season. All to be recapped here on the Hardy Insurance postgame report. We'll come back to Greeno Field right after this from Hardy Insurance.
Hardy Insurance of Jamestown is an independent insurance agency working for you. the policyholder. They utilize various well-regarded companies, like the state auto insurance companies, to do the best possible job on your behalf. Above all, they try to be a good insurance agent. For as the saying goes, your best insurance policy is a good agent. State Auto, a friend you can depend on. Call State Auto Agent Hardy Insurance Agency, Jamestown, 252-0371.
Jimmy's win, 42-33. Let's recap it. Game started with Tech hitting the football first. Interception by Dustin Urbis. Snuffed out a drop.